Imagine a venture studio that never sleeps. AI agents spotting problems, inventing concepts, testing markets, coordinating expertise, and launching micro startups. This project looks beyond today's founder model toward AI native systems for creating new economic life. We've already established the cognitive twin OS, an AI layer that learns a person's goals, memory, preferences, workflows, and decisions. Now we scale that idea outward. Instead of augmenting one individual, we'll explore specialized agents working together to discover problems, build ventures, and eventually support markets, memory, and governance. At the center is a continuous venture engine. Rather than bringing people together once a quarter to brainstorm, specialized AI agents are always scanning research, markets, weak signals, and customer pain. They turn those signals into hypotheses, solution concepts, and early venture blueprints. The human team adds judgment. Founders test desirability, scientists test feasibility, designers shape experience, operators plan execution, and investors pressure test business logic. The result is more than a list of ideas. It is a pipeline of micro startups, venture theses, prototypes, and partnerships ready for rapid validation. Traditional venture creation depends on a small group of founders noticing the right problem at the right time. That creates bottlenecks, limited attention, slow validation, and many missed signals. Autonomous founder swarms change the operating model. Agents can continuously scan research, patents, regulation, climate data, health trends, markets, and culture, then surface venture hypotheses for humans to judge and shape. The studio becomes less like a pipeline of occasional ideas and more like a living network for discovering, testing, and launching solutions. The studio is not one brilliant assistant. It is a coordinated council of expert roles. Strategy agents scan markets, spot competitive gaps, and frame long-term narratives. Science agents watch research, patents, and lab breakthroughs to judge what is becoming technically possible. Customer insight agents model segments, pain points, objections, and adoption triggers. Design, finance, and ethics agents turn ideas into product concepts, business logic, and responsibility checks. The power comes from coordination. Each agent sees a different truth, and the venture decision layer combines those truths into better choices than any single general-purpose AI could make. The Founder Swarm Studio works as a venture intelligence stack, not a single AI tool. At the base, orchestration protocols coordinate data, agents, simulations, and records. Market and research intelligence scan signals from news, startups, funding, regulation, patents, consumer behavior, and scientific literature. LM agents reason over those signals, debate options, form plans, and execute tasks with memory. Simulation environments test assumptions before real capital is committed. Finally, decentralized records preserve contribution history, so ideas, models, insights, and decisions are attributable. Together, the stack turns scattered knowledge into traceable venture output. Market intelligence starts before a market has a name. The studio watches weak signals, unusual funding flows, repeated startup failures, rising searches, shifts in social sentiment, climate shocks, and new policy activity. Any one signal may be noisy. The value comes from connecting those signals to larger forces, such as aging populations, energy scarcity, food resilience, or labor automation. When several signals accelerate together, they may point to an underserved problem. The system then translates that pattern into an opportunity hypothesis, ready for agents to challenge, refine, or reject. Scientific literature mining turns research noise into structured opportunity. Agents continuously watch papers, preprints, patents, clinical trials, standards, and lab outputs. They extract claims, methods, datasets, and performance signals, then look for combinations humans might miss, like AI with synthetic biology, computer vision with robotics, or tiny ML in healthcare. From there, the filter becomes disciplined. Is the result reproducible? Technically ready? Scalable? Dependent on expensive infrastructure? What survives becomes a research to venture brief, giving strategy and finance agents enough evidence to assess markets, capital needs, and timing. Synthetic customer simulation helps founders test demand before real customers or even real categories fully exist. Imagine an autonomous eldercare companion for 2040. Agents can generate different future personas. an aging adult who values independence, an adult child worried about safety, and a payer focused on cost. The simulation then explores adoption triggers and objections. Will trust, privacy, regulation, cultural norms, or price block adoption? Which feature changes willingness to pay? The goal is not perfect prediction. It is to surface assumptions early, so product strategy improves before expensive market bets. An industry digital twin is a living model of the environment a venture must survive in. Instead of testing an idea against one forecast, agents run it through many possible futures: shifts in demand, supply chain disruption, new regulations, competitor moves, capital availability, and changes in user behavior. The value is not just predicting revenue, it reveals dependencies. Some ventures look strong until regulation changes. Others remain viable across shocks. By simulating adoption curves, costs, and ecosystem reactions, teams can see whether a venture is fragile, resilient, scalable, or too dependent on one favorable scenario. Orchestration turns many specialized agents into one disciplined decision system. The kernel assigns work based on each agent's role, expertise, confidence, and the evidence required. Optimism agents search for upside. Skepticism agents pressure test claims. Ethics and finance agents add constraints that enthusiasm might miss. Their findings move into shared memory, where debate follows agreed goals, decision rules, and escalation paths. The result is not a pile of opinions. It is a ranked set of venture opportunities, each with supporting evidence, open assumptions, and clear reasons for why it moved forward or stalled. Here is the studio in motion. It starts by sensing weak signals, market shifts, new constraints, emerging technologies, and timing windows. Agents recombine capabilities into possible solution concepts. Those concepts become blueprints concrete enough to challenge. The Venture Council then debates feasibility across technical, financial, ethical, and customer realities. Promising ideas are simulated against adoption scenarios before resources are committed. Finally, contribution ledgers preserve who shaped the idea, what decisions were made, and how value should be attributed when the loop begins again. In human agent venture building, ownership gets complicated quickly. A founder may frame the problem, an AI agent may generate options, a researcher may validate assumptions, and an investor may unlock resources. A decentralized ledger gives each contribution a durable record: who contributed, when it happened, what artifact was created, how strong the evidence was, and how much it influenced a decision. That record can support equity-like rights, royalties, governance participation, or reputation. The point is not crypto speculation. It is trusted attribution for distributed creation. By 2050, venture creation may feel less like launching a single company and more like cultivating an ecosystem. AI agents can test markets, prototype products, model risks, and lower the cost of exploring very specific problems: rare diseases, local climate threats, food systems, or underserved communities. That could create millions of micro companies, each small but purposeful. The founder's role shifts toward choosing missions, setting values, and coordinating trust across partners. But abundance has a shadow side. Without governance, discovery tools, and accountability, this ecosystem can become noise, hype, or irresponsible acceleration. The main idea is simple. Venture creation can become a continuous intelligence system. Specialized agents explore markets, science, customers, design, finance, and ethics, supported by tools like literature mining, industry twins, orchestration, and contribution tracking. That unlocks faster discovery, wider problem coverage, and new ownership models. Next, we move from building ventures to agents doing business with each other.